Pembroke College is a constituent college of the University of Cambridge, England. The college is the third oldest college of the university and has over 700 students and fellows. Physically, it is one of the university's larger colleges, with buildings from almost every century since its founding, as well as extensive gardens. As of 2014, the college has a financial endowment of £67 million. Pembroke has a level of academic performance among the highest of all the Cambridge colleges. In 2013 and 2014, Pembroke was placed second in the Tompkins Table. Pembroke is home to the first chapel designed by Sir Christopher Wren and is one of the 6 Cambridge colleges to have educated a British Prime Minister, in Pembroke's case William Pitt the Younger. The college library, with a Victorian neo-Gothic clock tower, is endowed with an original copy of the first encyclopedia to contain printed diagrams. The college's current master is Chris Smith, Baron Smith of Finsbury. History: on Christmas Eve 1347, Edward III granted Marie de St. Pol, widow of the Earl of Pembroke, the licence for the foundation of a new educational establishment in the young university at Cambridge. The Hall of Valence Mary, as it was originally known, was thus founded to house a body of students and fellows. The statutes were notable in that they both gave preference to students born in France who had already studied elsewhere in England, and that they required students to report fellow students if they indulged in excessive drinking or visited disreputable houses. The college was later renamed Pembroke Hall, and finally became Pembroke College in 1856. Buildings. Old Court. The first buildings comprised a single court containing all the component parts of a college: a chapel, hall, kitchen and buttery, master's lodgings, students' rooms, and the statutes provided for a manciple, a cook, a barber and a laundress. Both the founding of the college and the building of the city's first college chapel required the grant of a papal bull. The original court was the university's smallest at only 95 feet by 55 feet, but was enlarged to its current size in the 19th century by demolishing the south range. The college's gatehouse is the oldest in Cambridge. Chapel. The original chapel now forms the old library and has a striking 17th-century plaster ceiling, designed by Henry Do Good, showing birds flying overhead. Around the Civil War, one of Pembroke's fellows and chaplain to the future Charles I, Matthew Wren, was imprisoned by Oliver Cromwell. On his release after 18 years, he fulfilled a promise by hiring his nephew Christopher Wren to build a great chapel in his former college. The resulting chapel was consecrated on St. Matthew's Day, 1665, and the eastern end was extended by George Gilbert Scott in 1880, when it was consecrated on the Feast of the Annunciation. Expansion. An increase in membership over the last 150 years saw a corresponding increase in building activity. The hall was rebuilt in 1875, a Euro-6 by Alfred Waterhouse after he had declared the medieval hall unsafe. As well as the hall, Waterhouse built a new range of rooms, red buildings, in French Renaissance style, designed a new master's lodge on the site of Paschal Yard, pulled down the old lodge and the south range of Old Court to open a vista to the chapel, and finally built a new library in the Continental Gothic style. Waterhouse was dismissed as architect in 1878 and succeeded by George Gilbert Scott, who, after extending the chapel, provided additional accommodation with the construction of New Court in 1881, with letters on a series of shields along the string course above the first floor spelling out the psalm text Nisi Dominus Aedificat Muma. Building work continued into the 20th century with W. D. Cara Paragraph E as architect. He added pit building between Ivy Court and Waterhouse's lodge, and extended New Court with the construction of O staircase on the other side of the lodge. He linked his two buildings with an arched stone screen, Cara Paragraph E bridge, along Pembroke Street in a late Baroque style, the principal function of which was to act as a bridge by which undergraduates might cross the master's forecourt at first floor level from pit building to New Court without leaving the college or trespassing in what was then the Fellows' Garden. In 1926, as the Fellows had become increasingly disenchanted with Waterhouse's hall, Morris Webb was brought in to remove the open roof, put in a flat ceiling and add 2 stories of sets above. The wall between the hall and the Fellows' Parlour was taken down, and the latter made into a high table dais. A new senior parlour was then created on the ground floor of Hitcham Building. The remodelling work was completed in 1949 when Murray Easton replaced the Gothic tracery of the windows with a simpler design in the style of the medieval hall. In 1933 Maurice Webb built a new Master's Lodge in the southeast corner of the college gardens, on land acquired from Peterhouse in 1861. Following the war, further accommodation was created with the construction in 1957 of Orchard Building, so called because it stands on part of the Foundress's orchard. Finally, in a move to accommodate the majority of junior members on the college site rather than in hostels in the town, in the 1990s Eric Parry designed a new range of buildings on the site of the Master's Lodge, with a new lodge at the West End. Foundress Court was opened in 1997 in celebration of the college's 650th anniversary. In 2001 the library was extended to the east and modified internally. Gardens Pembroke's enclosed grounds also house some gardens, sporting vegetation. Highlights include the orchard, an impressive row of plane trees and a bowling green, returfed in 1996, which is reputed to be among the oldest in continual use in Europe. Student life. Pembroke College has both graduate and undergraduate students, termed Valentians, after the college's original name. The undergraduate student body is represented by the Junior Parlour Committee. The graduate community is represented by the Graduate Parlour Committee. Pembroke is unusual in having its recreational rooms named as parlours rather than the more standard combination room. There are many clubs and societies organised by the students of the college, such as the Boat Club Pembroke College Boat Club and the college's dramatic society the Pembroke Players, which has been made famous by alumni such as Peter Cook, Eric Idle, Tim Brooke-Taylor, Clive James and Bill Oddie and is now in its 60th year. International programs. Pembroke is the only Cambridge college to have an international programs department, providing opportunities for international students to spend a semester, or part of the summer, in Cambridge. The spring semester program is a competitive program for academically outstanding students who wish to follow a regular Cambridge degree course as fully matriculated members of the university. There are around 30 places each year. In the summer there are 3 programs for British and international students, the Pembroke Kings Programme, the International Security and Intelligence Programme, and the Pembroke College National Academy of Writing Summer Programme. For the 8-week Pembroke King Euro unregistered trademark S programme, as well as the academic content, trips are made to locales such as London, and the programme has a series of formal halls, which are described as 3-course candlelit meals serving interesting fare in Pembroke's historic dining hall. The Pembroke Kings programme is also the programme for which the prestigious Thoron Prize is awarded, fully supporting 9 American undergraduates from Harvard, Yale, and Upton. The International Security and Intelligence and Creative Writing programs are 4-week programs open to undergraduates, graduates and professionals. People associated with Pembroke. Institutions named after the college. Pembroke College, the former women's college at Brown University in the United States, was named for the principal building on the women's campus, Pembroke Hall, which was itself named in honor of the Pembroke College alumnus Roger Williams, a co-founder of Rhode Island. In 1981, a decade after the merger of Pembroke College into Brown University, the Pembroke Center for Teaching and Research on Women was named in honor of Pembroke College and the history of women's efforts to gain access to higher education. See also, List of Masters of Pembroke College, Cambridge, Category, Fellows of Pembroke College, Cambridge, Pembroke College Boat Club, List of Organs Scholars. References. External links, Pembroke College website.